Welcome to the Make It Make Sense podcast, where we make sense of the senseless and learn how things actually work. I'm your host, Davette Baker.
And I'm Travis Lee.
So take a seat and buckle up. It's going to be an awesome ride. Welcome to this nonsense we call the Make It Make Sense podcast. I'm shocked and appalled.
I'm terrified. How are you doing?
I'm great.
Yeah. There's been a lot of events that happened this week. They can be very disconcerting. They can be a little bit frightening. Or if you're on the other side of the issues, they can maybe be emboldening and, I don't know.
Maybe you're out there saying, yay, America.
Yeah, maybe you're full of joy, but I'm not. I'm full of joy for my life and my friends and my family and the hope for the future. But things that are going around in this country right now are kind of a mess, Davette.
A shitty hot mess.
So what are we going to talk about today? Let's preview our subject for today.
Well, we're going to talk about a word people don't want to hear, but it's a coup d'etat.
Yeah, people have been throwing around that word with...
just wild abandon.
And so we're going to try to distinguish if what's happening right now is a coup, or is it a revolution, and what the difference is. And we're going to cite some examples throughout history to support our arguments and try to come to a conclusion about what exactly
is going on here, people.
We're
going to get down to it. We're investigative journalists this week. Let them eat cake.
Yeah.
I had some cake.
You had some cake?
Did you get some cake?
No, but we just celebrated your birthday. A little bit early for your birthday.
Yes, because it's actually on Saturday.
Right.
Affectionately known as Side Hoe Valentine's Day.
Side Hoe Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Okay.
Because my birthday is the day after Valentine's Day.
Oh, right. That's the day you spend with your side hoe.
Yeah.
Right. Okay,
right?
I understand. Right. You got to make it in the same weekend, and not let your...
I mean, some people... It's looking up for some people this year because Valentine's Day does fall on a Friday.
It's a Friday? Okay.
Yeah, but that maybe might push your festivities back until like the 17th because they can get a whole weekend in.
Right. You got to go to like the Sybaris pool suites with your wife.
With your wife or your girlfriend or your baby mama.
Yeah.
And then you side hoes might not get till Monday.
It's a Monday. You get like...
But you could... I mean, Monday it might be good for the Sybaris.
You get discount rates.
You get discount rates on a weekday. So, side hoes, hold hope. Hold hope. I'm rooting for you. I root for y'all every year. Because I used to like to go to Red Lobster on my birthday. Yeah. And so me and my friends would be like, hey, you think that's the girlfriend or the side hoe?
It's hard to tell at Red Lobster.
Red Lobster could be either one, man.
Yeah.
It could be because it's Red Lobster.
If it's Old Country Buffet, it's probably...
What? What?
I'm just saying.
Who's still going to Old Country Buffet?
Plenty people. That parking lot is packed. The one over by me,
Old Country
packed.
Buffet. Old Country Buffet is still open?
Yes.
Okay, goodbye.
I'm pretty sure. Or Golden Corral, whatever.
Yeah, because there's Golden Corral.
It might be Golden Corral.
Do you know it's like almost $40 to go to Golden Corral
for one person
on the weekend?
What?
Look it up.
No, I don't want to. I believe you.
Okay. So yeah, we did have a little party for me this weekend. And Travis was there, and a bunch of our friends were there, and it was like an old school, like we felt like we.
It was a slumber party. It was a straight up slumber party.
Slumber party. Yeah. So not everybody slumbered.
No.
But we had pizza in the middle of my bed.
Right.
In my childhood bedroom.
Yep.
And we just hung out and did some stuff. And, just did stuff and talked about stuff. And I did a tarot reading for everybody. And
No phones came out. Virtually no phones came out.
Yeah, there were no phones.
No TVs on.
There was no TV. We turned the TV off, like Kendrick said, a day early.
And nobody missed it.
And we didn't miss it. Like, no, like, it was literally like it was the 90s. Mm-hmm. So there's no evidence.
Yeah.
There's no evidence of what happened. And
except
only
in our fond memories.
Feeble minds. In our feeble 46 and 47-year-old minds.
Yeah, it was cool though. I enjoyed it very much.
You had a good time? Although Travis was telling me he didn't get any of the cake.
No, I didn't get any cake. I had the pizza, but there was no cake. So we getting back to the cake. There was no cake. What kind of cake was it?
So my bestie boo Lynette, hey Lynette, friend of the pod. She went to Nothing But Bunt on her way to my house, and got the tiny bunts, the little mini ones that look like cupcakes. And so, you know, the little frosting that they put on the bunts, that is like...
Yes, I do.
Hey, bunts. And so, he does that so I make my Megan face. And so, the frosting is in the middle.
Yeah.
And so we got strawberries and cream. There was some lemon ones. Red velvet, and I think there were like 2 or 3 Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah. So after everyone left.
So no, after I left, then you busted out the buns.
No.
You were like, Travis is gone now, so let's get out the buns.
No. Actually, what happened?
We have all these delicious buns. Let's get them out.
No.
Now that Travis is gone.
After everyone left, and then I guess some other people took some.
Oh, they took some buns?
Yeah, Liz and I ate what was left while we watched The Fall of Diddy.
The Fall of Diddy?
Yes.
Eating buns.
Eating buns.
Eating frosted buns. Watching frosted buns.
I mean, that man is crazy. Maybe one day we'll talk about Diddy. Not today, but this is probably by far the best one I've seen. Thank you, HBO, CNN, whoever did it. Let me see.
Let's talk about that Super Bowl.
You gonna make me sweat.
Well, I mean, specifically the concert that happened in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Yeah, because we went to the concert. There was a game going on, pre and post concert, but those in this booth right now, went to the concert.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna let Travis, the white boy, talk about his feelings. No, because, see, I'm black. If I don't know if
the
people,
fuck,
I'm black, and
yes,
So, so Travis.
Yes. So you want me to give my
unfiltered,
unbiased opinions?
I want you to talk about how you felt at the concert.
How did I feel about it? Okay.
No, how did you feel at the concert? Like, not about it, at the concert. Like, as you were experiencing the concert, how were you feeling as a not melanated person in this country at the concert?
I was just taking it... Okay, so you're asking me to put myself in the position. In the moment, I was just enjoying the choreography. I thought the sound was great. I thought the performance was great. I was enjoying it in the moment. I'm waiting though. I'm like pensively waiting for a few things to happen. So you're enjoying it, but you're also going to see there's going to be some kind of surprise at some point, or just waiting for the surprise. See what he does, because he's that kind of performer. He's that kind of performer.
He's got to have something.
And I mean, it's going to be something. Whether he's going to play Not Like Us, you know, is he going to do it? Is he not going to do it? Is he? But I mean, when he comes out and he's got the small A chain on, you already know. Right. You already know that's going to happen, right?
Something's happening.
So from the beginning, you know, and you're just waiting for that moment. But I'm just watching the choreography, and I'm just waiting to see if he drops a bomb. Honestly, like, instead of saying, "Hey Drake" or something, maybe he says, "Hey Mr. President," or something like that. You know, like
switches it up.
And switches it up, and I'm kind of like praying for something like that. Like I'm kind of like fingers crossed. Like I really want it to happen, you know. But at the same time, I know it's not going to be like that overt. He's more of an artist than that, you know, and he's going to do it in subtle ways. And I was just appreciating it in the moment. And then, you know, now that I've watched it more and more, I mean, we could talk about the significance of it.
Well,
but
we're gonna talk about
I appreciate it more and more. I loved it in the moment for the artistry of it.
Yeah.
And then now I love it even more now that I've thought about the statement of it.
Yeah.
Now that I've had more time to, you know, sit and really think about all the things that happened in it and really absorb that was Serena. And at first I changed around it too a little bit when I'm thinking about it at first. At first I'm like, is this just petty? Is this just petty? Is this just rap battle stuff? Could you have made more of a political statement with this? But then you look at the subtle performance of everything that was happening, and that was the political statement. Mm-hmm. The unapologetic blackness of it all. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And just kind of sitting in it and living in it and not apologizing for it.
Soak it up, buttercup.
Yeah, and we're here. We're just going to sit in it. And I think that was the biggest statement that it made. And I love it for that. So, yeah, we have other little things we could break down about it, but what did you think about it? Watching it in the moment.
I was so excited about the music.
Yeah.
Like, I had to go back and watch and see all the symbolism. Because I had read some articles talking about, like, what the stage was going to look like. Mm-hmm. And, the Squid Games of it all and the Sony PlayStation.
Yeah.
And then understanding that wouldn't have Squid Games if it wasn't like the Squid Games of it all is because of the Sony PlayStation joystick, right? Mm-hmm. Like, and so I was just blown away. Like, there was, you know, I couldn't even put all of the thoughts to words. And, you know, there's people who get paid way more money than I do to be able to articulate that stuff. But it was more than I ever thought it would be and could be. And then going back and watching it this morning with my dad, who, seemingly until maybe 2 weeks ago had no clue who Kendrick Lamar was. And, like, to hear people talk about, you know, he's not just a rapper. Like, this is a poet, a revolutionary, someone who has written literature and who is a Pulitzer Prize recipient. Mm-hmm. And you don't, you know, now kids know you don't have to do X, Y, and Z to get A, B, and C. And that is what's cool about it to me. I mean, I have lists of symbolism that we can talk.
It's just cool that like he took that approach to be I think more layered than you know, you can react to it, and I've seen all the reaction from the right, and it's just like the hardest diss they can do on it is that they couldn't understand the lyrics. And that's what the right has always been doing to counterculture music since like the days of Elvis and Bob Dylan. You know what I mean?
I don't understand what he's saying.
I don't understand what he's saying. And they said that about punk rock and heavy metal. And then they said it about early rap. And they've always said that, you know. And if you want to just dismiss something, you say, I couldn't even understand it. Well, could you see what else was happening with your eyes?
Right.
Could you see the American flag? Could you see the PlayStation symbolism? Right. Could you hear turn the TV off? Like, could you caught some of that? You caught what Samuel L. Jackson was saying, right?
Did you see the yard? Like, did you see the prison yard?
Right.
Did you see
strutting
all
on the prison
of the
yard.
Black men up there? Did you see the numbers and, like, what the numbers in the flag represented and how it was divided? And that it was divided down the middle to represent that the country is divided. And Kendrick's in the middle, trying to bring the division together and say, hey, we don't have to take this. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, nod to your favorite, one of your favorite bands. We're not going to take, like, we don't have to take this. And we're actually going to talk about Kendrick across all the little tidbits we're going to give you this week. So this isn't going to be the first time that we're going to bring them up. I just want to bring up probably the most popular of one of the things that people are going to want to hear about from us is the how he handled Not Like Us. So the teaser.
Yeah.
With the doo-wop girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, from King Kuta.
Cool as hell,
yeah, I mean, it was a way to bring King Kuta into it, right? Which people wanted him to perform.
That's my favorite Kendrick Lamar song,
right.
And I really wish he would have done it, but...
But he did it was a way to bring the girls in, right?
Yeah.
And then, like, you know, it is our jobs as people who are in the media or people who, at least my job, to make people feel uncomfortable. Like, you don't move unless you're uncomfortable, right? I'm uncomfortable right now because I hurt myself. And so, like, we've been trying to figure out for the past, like, hour how to get me comfortable enough to be able to do the show.
But artists use that pain and they use that hunger. Musicians and
everybody,
actors, they make their best work when they're hungry.
Right. And when they're in pain. And so, like, this is not supposed to be easily digested. It's not supposed to be something you look at once and you get everything. I opened up my TikTok last night to this young white woman, like, explaining it perfectly to stuff that I woke up to black men explaining this morning. And she's like, I don't know if I'm the right vessel. And black women cheering her on, saying, no, you are the perfect vessel. Because we've been saying all of this stuff all along, and they're not listening to us. They're not listening to black men. So guess what? You heard it, so now it's your turn to go tell it on the mountain, right? And you're the perfect vessel, so keep saying it. So let's talk about the beef. Let's just talk about the beef real quick before we do the business and then we get to the meat and potatoes. Okay, so Kendrick smiling at the camera.
Oh my God, that smile! It's a moment in history.
Hey Drake, how you doing, boo? You doing all right?
I mean, it's one of the boldest things that I've just ever seen in any performance ever. The most self-confident things that I've ever seen, and it was just a statement in itself. And I mean, it's a little petty, but it's also okay. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's okay. And it was uncomfortable, and at the same time I just loved it. And that's what good art does to you. It confuses you a little bit. You know, you have mixed feelings on things, and it does raise emotions in you, though. You know, the worst thing that you can have is indifference.
Yeah.
You know, if you have no indifference in that, I don't know if you really care about anything. But love it or hate it, have a strong opinion on it, and that's what it was meant to do. And that's good art.
Yeah, this one guy, you know, he focused, like, more on the beef. It's this guy named Derek Harper Sr. It said the biggest protest in Super Bowl history happened on the stage tonight, and folks were screaming it's boring and trash, right? And he said, then again, the message is blacks have always been here to entertain. They who are not like us, so they aren't bored, right? So they'd rather have Wayne up there high, who backed Drake, which is the system, right? And I mean, if you listen to how he talks about Drake in the song, like him as the, like, system, like as the status quo, right? And so he makes a couple other points, but then he, like, What? Go ahead.
No, I'm totally with you. Like there are layers to all of it, and especially like calling out Drake. You're not just calling out Drake personally,
Right?
Especially when you do it on a platform like this.
Right.
You're
Right.
not just. It's not that petty. It's not that small. You're saying more, and you have to know that Kendrick Lamar knows that when he's saying it. He's not just looking at the camera and saying, "Hey, Drake."
Triple meaning, right? But like he really wanted to, because there's no more reason for him to call him a pedo in anywhere, because it got sang on CBS. Like they played the whole, like in several different parts of the song. They waited until he won Record of the Year to get to even that part of the song, right? Because remember, the show itself is already ticked out, right? Like they do something called a TikTok, just like what we do. And so, but the fact that he looked at the thing and said, "Hey Drake," into the thing, just to like get his attention, because if you all think he wasn't watching, because he had to get them lawyers ready. But this is bigger than rap, and women who feel disrespected should see it. Like, the fact that Serena was out there crip walking, the day is long, and like, yes, I am crip walking on the Super Bowl, just like I did that day I won, and everybody got mad and they were talking all bad about me in the news being ghetto. No, I'm from Compton. Everybody crips walks from Compton. Like, she
had this, it wasn't just crip walking though. She had this like joy about her.
Well, it's black girl joy, just like just like Kendrick's joy. That was like, all of that black joy that was all over that damn football, that AstroTurf last night. Joy, and more joy. Because guess what? When have we had any joy, Travis, since the frickin' 20th of January? Kendrick was like, I want everyone to smile. I want people to be smiling after I get done, no matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you just are here because you love the songs, because you dislike Drake, because you understand the message I'm trying to say.
Or you don't know me at all and you just want a performance and you want to watch the choreography and take it on one level. Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we gotta get going, Travis. But you know what? This gives you more. You should listen to whatever else we put out this week, because Kendrick's gonna get talked about on all of it, because it's Love Week and we love Kendrick. We love you, Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar, I'm gonna email your people. Please come on our podcast. It would be so much. And because I would love to do a rap song with you. I can't rap, but I can sing a little bit.
I'll rap.
Maybe SZA will come and we could just do a melodies.
I'll rap.
You could teach Travis how to rap with his white ass.
I don't need no lessons.
Travis, what are those socials that we have? And
yes.
Buy Me a Coffee and all that.
BuyMeACoffee.com/MakeItMakeSense. That's where you can go to help us out with some of our financial obligations. We sure would like to have a studio where we can record video and you can see our beautiful faces and the beautiful faces of all of our guests, because we have a lot of beautiful friends and acquaintances and I'm sure y'all would like to see them. So if you go to buymeacoffee.com/MakeItMakeSense, you can donate there with either a one-time or a monthly membership. And there's other little bonuses you can get. You can get like a shout out from us, or you can request that Davette sing a song in a video. I guess if the money's good enough, you could actually request it from me too. But I mean, there's no level for that yet. You could suggest one. And I can either accept it or not, I guess. Whatever kind of day I'm having, like I could be like, $250? Okay.
You don't want Travis to sing you a song.
Yeah, and it depends on the song too, so.
You're more apt of him appearing in one of my songs.
Appearing in one of yours, yeah. But I mean, if the money's right, I will do it.
That would be like paying your rent for 1 month.
Yeah, that would be the right money. Right around there. You pay my rent for a month, I'll make an ass out of myself. Absolutely. You can email us directly at makesensepodcast123@gmail.com. That's makesensepodcast123@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Make It Make Sense Podcast. Instagram, we're at Welcome to the Make It Make Sense Pod. On TikTok, we're at the Mims Pod. The Mims Pod, WDT Lee, Lee.
I know that's a mouthful.
That's quite a handle.
Well,
At the Mims Pod, WDT Lee. Blue Sky, Mims Pod, EST 2025. And if you go to TeePublic and search for Make It Make Sense Podcast, you can find t-shirts with our logo for the show, and you can buy one, or you can get a tank top or a pillow or a coffee mug.
I suggest the pillow. Nothing like snuggling up to my adorable face.
To my adorable face.
No, mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll agree to disagree.
Okay, let's take a break. Stand up, get some water, do some stretches, and we'll be back. Hey, Travis.
Hey, what?
So what are we gonna do for shows when I have my surgery? I just want the listener to be
What are we gonna do for shows? You are going for surgery soon, starting next week.
No, not next week.
Oh.
The 24th is
my
surgery.
Okay, the week after.
Yeah.
Very soon. And we are gonna be recording shows remotely because you'll be in Minnesota and I'll be here back in Milwaukee, and we both have microphones, so you will be...
I'm sure you are very sure that I'm going to be in any way, shape, or form to record a show.
You are.
I don't think
You're going to have your voice. You're going to be fine. Yeah.
I don't think on the 24th I'm going to be
not on that day. No.
No.
Of course not. Not on that day. But while you're up there for your stay, I mean, you're going to be up there for how long?
At least a week.
Right. You're going to be up there for a week, and during that week, at some point, we will record at least one show.
What if I promise you a guest host in my stead?
Ooh, I like that idea.
Okay. Maybe I will.
If you don't want to, I mean, we could always bank a show before you go. Like, we could have one in the bank.
Well, we might have one in the bank, but we also might have a guest host.
I'm not forcing you to do anything. I'm just saying to keep you occupied while you're there if you're feeling up to it. And the need even arises because something happens and we need to get a damage report out or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. Well, okay, so I just want you all to know that if you don't hear my lovely voice, or it's some topic that don't make sense,
an emergency don't make sense.
Yeah, an emergency don't make sense. It's because I am having a surgery,
right,
to make myself better, and we will talk about that on a healthcare episode in the future. So just be ready.
Thanks for coming to our production meeting.
Yeah, we just had a production meeting. We just want you to know this is how we figure stuff out.
Live on air.
Okay, so
Coups.
A coup d'etat.
Yes.
And so we're just gonna get right to it. Meat and potatoes. Get your tea, get your snacks. As I stole that from Derek.
I'll take notes.
Stole from Derek. He's a real person. Get your tea, get your snacks. So here, real quick, is the sudden overthrow of a government, typically carried out by a small group. They're often militarized, or the military.
Yes, there's some force.
Or a small group of elites, political elites, or other insiders. They differ from revolutions because they usually involve a seizure of power from inside an existing system. That sounds real interesting. And then rather than a mass uprising or popular revolt. Notable coups. The assassination of Julius Caesar in Rome. It's not a coup in the modern sense of what we think is a coup d'etat. But it was a political plot to overthrow.
An instant show of force to take over a government.
Yep, bye.
And that's basically what it comes down to, the difference between a coup and a revolution.
Right. Napoleon.
Yeah.
A coup of the 18 Brumaire is how you say it, I think. Brumaire, sorry, yeah. He overthrew. That's how Napoleon came into power. It's also how he lost power.
By another coup. Yep.
In 1953, good old Iran. The CIA and the British orchestrated a coup against Mohammed. Is it Mossadegh? Is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
I think so. I don't know.
Mossadegh?
Mossadegh.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to mess up anybody's
yeah.
names. Iran, I am not trying to come for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then there was one in 1973 in Chile. General, is it Pinochet?
Pinochet.
See, Travis knows.
Pinochet.
You're making me out here all looking crazy. And the U.S. helped with that one.
Yeah. We helped with a lot of them. We helped with a lot of coups.
I'm sure we helped with every last one of them because we can't stay out of nobody's business. And I'm about to go on a tangent. We can't stay out of nobody's business, and we are still, actively colonizing.
Particularly in places that we have some kind of vested interest in.
Which is everywhere.
Which is everywhere. And since the end of World War II, we have been actively
all
supporting
the coups.
A lot, not all of them, a lot of them.
Let's say most, except for like 3% of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then in Thailand in 2014, the military ousted the elected government and established something else, a junta.
Yep.
And then, most recently in Myanmar in 2021, the military overthrew the elected government of Aung San Suu Kyi. And yeah, so there's coups. Hell, there could be a coup going on right now. And so I found some information about what is coup-like about Trump's last go-round. And there were obviously multiple moments. Travis, what do you think was one of the multiple moments about Trump-D's last time?
Well,
I mean, can you come up with something?
There's no direct...
there's
in my opinion, there's no seriously coordinated effort that has been launched by some people. By some people, it was coordinated. Right.
You can't come up with.
It was no. There is. Let me just say. I just don't think it was as coordinated by the heads of state as you would think. It was more coordinated.
Potential coup-like behavior.
Right. It was January 6th.
But thank you. That's all I needed.
Right.
Thank you.
I'm just qualifying that
by
saying
we're getting through the content.
Right. Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. January 6th.
Thank you. Travis is
an attempt by some people at a coup.
Thank you. Yeah. So we're talking about potentially coup-like behavior right now.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Can you think of an any other thing that was potential coup-like behavior on the Trump? What did he do?
Well, I mean, the attempts to affect election workers and stuff like that, and
pressures, fake elector schemes,
right, and discrediting the voting machines and the mail-in ballots and the whole process, really discrediting the whole process. Is an attempt to discredit our election system and to illegally overthrow the power. Now, it wasn't in one swift action, so it's not what you typically think of a coup, but this is more of a drawn-out plan.
Coup-like behavior.
Right. So each instance could be suggested that this is the potential for a coup-like behavior within a larger movement.
Yeah.
So you can have a coup within a revolution, you know? Just because something is a coup doesn't mean it's not part of a revolution. It's just the end game for the revolution is to take power through force.
Okay.
Illegally through force.
All right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, you got all of them, you know, pressure to overturn election results as, you know, he was, you know, trying to get the Georgia State Secretary of State to, you know, fine votes, faked elector scheme where he was, you know, the slates of fake electors to block the Biden certification. And then, you know, he attempted to use the Justice Department to seize voting machines. And he was still doing it. Like, wasn't he still doing it even through this past election? Like, he just...
Well, yeah. And I mean, there's still his cabinet appointees, you know, that are sitting in Senate hearings and still can't accept the fact that he lost the 2020 election. Like, they still won't...
They won't say it when they're blatantly asked,
right.
Who lost the 2020 election, Travis?
Right.
Who lost the 2020 election, Travis?
I mean...
Who lost it? Travis?
Donald Trump lost the election.
Okay, thank you. Like, it's just simple.
To the best of my knowledge, Donald Trump lost the election.
Last time I checked.
Yeah, and he won this time. And I have no reason to believe that it wasn't honest and true.
Well,
although we could get into conspiracy theories about that, right, because I've been questioning the shit out of it lately.
Yeah, me too. So, I mean, there's video of him saying somebody was in Philadelphia making it so he would win, but, you know, I don't know. Okay, so we have all of these things that, you know, made it look like
there were attempted coups.
The attempted coup. So,
yeah.
You know, the teenagers, I call the, what's the not the millennial. Well, the millennials tell me about it too. Like he says, you know, the young people tell me. I took a little chance at some Chat GPT this weekend because I never used it.
Yeah.
Have you used it?
Yeah.
Do you like it? Is it?
I've just used it playing around with it.
I just looked it up. Like, so I asked it, you know, did Trump try to overthrow the government?
Yeah.
And this is what it said. While Trump did not successfully overthrow the government, his actions after the 2020 election showed similarities with coups in that he attempted to disrupt the constitutional transfer of power through extra legal means.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And however, the U.S. institutions held firm, preventing a full-scale democratic breakdown. So when Travis and I were thinking about what we were going to talk about this week, I mean, we always have like 4 different plans. And then I come in with like something that wasn't even one of the 4 plans, and
you stay up all night writing about it, and then email me the last thing in the at like 3 a.m. when you know I'm sleeping.
Right, but I don't care.
But yeah,
you'll see it in the fucking morning.
I'm gonna wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Right,
and see it,
he's gonna see it 3 hours later and be like, "Oh, this bitch was up all night," and I'd be like, "Yeah, I mean, what do I have to do the next day but sleep? Like whatever."
Yeah.
And so I was like, Travis, we should do it on coups, and I was like, it's gonna be fine. Just leave it to me. And so, because I am just watching people that I love get emails from Musgrove and his band of teenage thugs, telling people to take severance packages that they don't even have.
They don't have money to pay for.
Or the right to even give out, and I don't know what to tell them to do. Like, and so I wanted to try to like figure out, am I in a weird part of the matrix by myself? Or are other people seeing this, and like, are other people smarter than me seeing this? Because I read this book, and I read this book, and I watched this, and I saw what the Nazis did, and I know this was Hitler's game plan, and he made government small, right? Right? I'm not crazy, right?
Right, no.
He made government small,
Yes.
and he got rid of all of these things that were
All the people that disagree with him, all of his opponents.
He got rid of them.
Through violent or peaceful means or legal means, illegal means, he got rid of them all, so there was no opposition.
Right, and then so if you get rid of all of the civil people, the civil servants who work for the government, because a lot of those people are the socialist heart of what we try to do in this country, which is to help everyone, then there's no one saying, oh, no, you can't cut this and that and the other. And then we go back to being the country we were prior to World War II. Mm-hmm. Correct? Right. Okay. So we were going to talk about counter revolutions today, but I decided in the middle of the night that we should talk about how you fight a coup, but also like what we're seeing over there in the Capitol and like what they're doing, and hopefully Travis is gonna help.
No, I'm definitely gonna help. I don't know where I am in this. So by the very definition of what a coup is, okay, with one swift action, basically, meaning that should be what a coup is in the classical definition. I don't think that's what this is.
Okay.
But I also don't want to call it it's more of a far right revolution, because they did take power legally. As far as I know, they did assume the presidency and control of Congress and everything legally. I have no reason to believe they didn't. I can have my own conspiracy theories or whatever, but they are just that, theories, totally unsupported. But I'm allowed to wonder. But they took power legally. Whether they did some underhanded things in between there, just wondering, just putting it out there, perhaps faking an assassination attempt or something like that to gain some kind of sympathy for your candidate or whatever. Mm-hmm. I think they took power legally. Now, what they're doing once they have that power to centralize the power and take away any kind of opposition from any other part of the rest of the government that could be a check and balance on their agenda, which is Project 2025. Now, this is more of a long game coup from the inside.
Right.
And yeah, it's not going to be swift. And he's trying to do it swiftly with all these executive actions. And you could say this is a violent kind of action that he's taking against the American government, against our way of life. And do some of these departments and things need to be checked up on? And does some of the fat, those are absolutely things that some of the fat needs to be cut. Some of the bureaucracy needs to be gotten rid of in our government. We all know that. That's all true. And you can get behind that kind of rallying point if you're a common person and you come from that, I say this in quotation marks, common sense point of view. And they keep saying that, the common sense. We all know that government doesn't work, so this is common sense. And that common sense mentality being taken to anybody that doesn't agree with us now, we need to get rid of them because we all need to be on the same page. We all need to be on the same page promoting the same agenda. This what's happening right now is a coup, but it doesn't look like past coups. We're in a new age. We're in a new freaking age where social media and being able to define the truth in real time, even though you saw something happen, and be able to deny it and put out such a vehement denial that all of a sudden your version of the truth becomes the truth instantly. That has never existed before in history.
Confusion, right? Like, so they said that, like, it's just going to be, Steve Bannon said it in that video, right? Like, there is, I can't remember. Like, this is why it's so much, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to it's going to be one.
Shock and awe.
Shock and awe. Shock and awe. Shock and awe. And so, you're going to be confused.
Yeah.
So one of the things, like, Travis is doing a really good job is talking about, like, the undermining of the democratic institutions, right? And then, like, his potential overreach, and the dismantling of the democracy of itself. So
that he doesn't have to go through the bureaucracy. That's the end game, is so that you don't have to go through the checks and balances, and you've only got potentially 4 years here. And if you want to get your whole agenda, which he didn't get through last time.
Yep.
He did not get it done last time.
Not at all.
For all the threats he made and everything they did last time, he did not fucking get it done. And he knows that. And so he's on Act 2 this time. And he's like, what I need to do, if I'm going to get this done in 4 years, or I'm going to say 4 years, is I need to get all of the opposition out of the way and be able to push my own agenda. And they're finding every way around that, and that is definitely illegal. And the major check on that would be the judiciary system, which is going to interpret all these things that he's trying to do. And so him and Musk now are trying to discredit the entire judiciary system. They started that yesterday.
No, okay, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
So I was reading, like, the Supreme Court. It has a 6-3 conservative majority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they face the challenge of serving to be the firewall.
Yeah.
To check the executive overreach. So it says key issues likely to reach the court include challenges to the president's attempt to end birthright citizenship, to freeze federal spending, and to shut down the U.S. aid.
Right.
Aid. Okay.
Yep.
The court's willingness to support these actions remain uncertain because we ain't heard a peep, poop, or a pop from them folks, right?
Yep.
And then, and then with potential implications for American democracy and rule of law. I got that from AP. And it says, now, while these developments do not constitute an overt coup, they represent significant shifts in the balance of power within the U.S. political system. And then, like, the other things that AP was talking about, or other, like, I got something from the New York Post. It was like, there's a potential government shutdown scheduled for next month, I think on the 14th.
Because they just pushed that date back.
Yeah, 9,000 times. It's been, like, pushed, for the past how many years? There's another thing, the restructuring, like them, like I said, closing all these departments, trying to get rid of them. Elon having access to everybody's social security and personal information. Reuters was talking about all of the different executive orders, and then that leads all up to the Supreme Court and what they might do.
My only point on that, though,
is
I know the Supreme Court is in his favor, and if it gets there, if it gets to the Supreme Court,
well, it's going to, because there's
not everything can make it there, though.
Anything that has a lawsuit will.
Not every single thing, though. Some of these things are going to get decided on the state and federal judge levels because not every single case can make it to the Supreme Court. They've only got time, and they've got to take on the most important cases as they.
So you mean they'll kick it back?
They might. Some of these they just can't make full-on decisions on all of these, and if they see a federal judge or a state judge make the correct decision, then they'll let them have that decision.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
And they'll let it be decided there if they don't think it needs to go to the level of Supreme Court for another interpretation. On their level.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So I'm just saying they're putting so much stuff out there that even though, the Supreme Court is a 6-3 super majority, really, things might not even get there before they, especially with so many challenges that are coming out to some of these executive orders right now and things that are happening.
I'm over it. I'm so over it. Like, I cannot. I get a heart attack every time. And I can say I get a heart attack because I have a bad heart. Like, it just, I'm like, oh, what's happening now? Oh, you know? So, there is, so what we're saying is, if it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck.
It's probably a duck. And maybe you need to redefine your interpretation of what this is, just because we got to put a name on things sometimes.
Yeah.
It's not that simple as always putting a name on it and to say that it's a coup or a revolution. I mean, it's a little bit of both, but we have to call it something so we have some frame of reference to what we're dealing with, because this is not normal and this is not legal. Okay, so you need to call it something. You need to call it something so then we can just agree on that and then start to fight it.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's just put a name on it. Okay, we've got it, what we're dealing with. Now let's start fighting it.
Yeah, we're just, just put a name on it. The one last thing that we want to say about the coup d'etat that is currently happening is that, this, with the courts and, this will shape the executive power for future presidencies. It's not a good idea that this stuff is going to get solved in the court. It should be getting solved in Congress, but those chicken shit bastards can't even do nothing. I'm going to make a request. Please stop sending Auntie Maxine to do anything. She should not be fighting Nazis. She should not be yelling at anyone. She should be sitting in the chamber, listening, and getting ready to vote.
Yeah.
Stop sending anyone above the age of 45 to fight anybody at an office that Musk's fucking Hitler Youth are guarding the door. First off, y'all forgot how to organize down there?
College campuses?
School is definitely in session. And you got Howard, you have Georgetown within your site. Hell, George Washington. There's some kids at George Washington, which is a PWI, but they know how to organize. So there's no one y'all can go and talk to on how to do a direct action and get some bail money together for the people who throw the first punch. Because I do not understand why I am waking up to see anyone who has been in Congress longer than I've been alive at the front of the line.
But she's the only one willing to do it.
And that's the problem. That is literally the problem. Jasmine Crockett has to be in committee dealing with, we gonna get to her later, who she been having to deal with. And y'all send her and Adam Schiff, Bernie, who was that chanting that day? What's that guy? Amy Schumer's uncle. What is happening? So there was no time to just organize to get some constituents to come, and you amongst you all elite decide who's gonna pay their bill. Hell, you couldn't call Jane Fonda? She wasn't available to
get on a tank.
Not even a tank. Just get some people together who will be willing to knock that Nazi out, so y'all could have busted them doors down. No one had a bazooka. And then how come y'all cannot get into a building that y'all have every right to get in? I don't understand. I literally don't understand. And so because I don't understand, and I'm going to go try to find some clarity, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to get some water, and I'm going to stand up, and then we're going to come back and tell y'all how to fight a coup and who's going to meet us outside.
We'll be back. All right, we're back. So we've talked about whether, what our opinion of if we think this is a coup or not, and what are some of the definitions of coups and famous coups that have happened in the past. So, Davette, do you have some tips on how we can fight a coup?
No. I'm just kidding.
Okay. This could be a short segment.
I don't know why he thinks I know all of the things. Oh my God. Put my tank top down.
Well, I don't think you know all the things. I've just read the show notes.
No, okay, so, we are about action here. And
yes.
Even though black women aren't doing anything, I want to help the rest of you get started so we feel like we should come.
To qualify that, you mean on purpose, like intentionally?
Oh yeah, no, we're intentionally not doing anything. If you ask us for help, though, some of us, I'm helping, right? Like I'm helping.
No, you're not being accusatory. Just the way that it sounded out of the blue.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. We were referring back to episode all of the episodes actually, because the 92%, which is the black women who we tell you every time what to do and y'all don't listen. We decided that it is our revolutionary act to rest.
Okay. I just wanted to qualify
we're resting.
That statement
there. Yeah, we're resting.
Okay.
But I do have some tips to help you with on how to potentially fight this coup that is happening to all of us.
Yes.
And first off, get your shit kickers. I don't know what that means to you. I have some chucks that I like to wear when I'm going out to inspire and rev people up and talk to them. Some people wear combat boots. Some people wear what do they call these things that everybody wants to make fun of that I have on my feet?
Crocs?
It's Crocs. Here's the thing, people.
Your Doc Martens, whatever it takes.
Crocs are slip-proof, so if there's snow, you're less likely to fall. Nurses wear them. They're comfortable. But get your shoe game together. That's for serious, because you might be walking for a long period of time. So if you got bad arches, put those insoles in there, whatever it is, and get your shoe game together.
Yeah. Get your gear together. Get your gear together and get ready.
Yeah. So there are so many different roles that you can play in the coup. Some people join the military because we're gonna need military people. There's gonna need to be people inside and out. Okay, so the first thing: solidify control over key institutions. Oh, sorry, I keep moving.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Thanks, Travis. So government or forces fighting a coup must quickly secure critical institutions such as the military, police, media outlets, communication hubs, and transportation infrastructure. If you don't have a way to communicate, if you don't have a way to move things, transportation, you're gonna be stuck. So that's not gonna work. Mm-hmm. You gotta have a ground game. I tell people there are movies out there that can help you. The most recent movie, watch Civil War. It's a lovely film by A24 Films. You can you have control over these, so people who are a part of the coup are gonna try to, obviously propo the hell out of what
the major institutions. They're gonna try to create a state media. So it's your job, if we still have free access to the internet, which will be questionable. It's our job to get onto places like Discord and get onto podcasts and wherever they're still letting us broadcast our opinions, and get out there and connect with each other. And then, if that's taken away, and at the same time, get your shortwave radio game together. If your parents or your grandparents have some shortwave radio gear or some CB, some Citizens Band radio gear before they take away the radio waves from us as well, which is a lot harder for them to do, get your shortwave radio game together, because we're going to need to contact each other if they deny us access to the internet. Have that in your mind. That's all about that's part of getting your boots on. That's about getting your technology boots on. A lot of these tips are going to be about getting your boots on in different ways.
That's why I started with your boots.
Get your fucking boots on. Right. Go ahead, Davette. I'm sorry.
No, that's why Travis is here.
Yeah.
So mobilize loyal military and security forces. We all have that crazy uncle. We all have that cousin. Mine is my bonus brother and a couple other people. They know what they're doing. They understand the systems, and they have a buddy that's still in that's would be like, fuck this shit in a minute, and might still use some stuff. But, it's a key thing you need to do, because you're going to need people with tactical, experience and know how to mobilize people.
Yeah.
And get people to from fro safely and underground, and if you gotta hide, because it's gonna get hectic before it gets better. And they can also help with keeping things from escalating more. And they're all medical trained, all that kind of fun stuff that could happen. And yeah, so we're countering the propaganda, which is kind of something that we try to do here.
That's what this is about. Yeah.
Yeah. This this idea that it came of wanting to record what, we believe is the truth, and, based on lived knowledge and, being able to read, and just getting it out there and having it in a place where we know it's safe and recorded. But also just controlling the flow of information. And we talked about this just a second ago, just like the coup leaders will try to gain public support. We've seen what it looks like. We got MAGA. We got just all of the narratives that they're trying to control and change. And then it can be hard to do this, but we've seen active ways of how this works. Just look at our media and the movies and all the things about apocalyptic society. They took propaganda, and propaganda at one point was the way to keep the resistance going, and now we have the other side using it and not the way it intended, so we have to take that back. And that's what we try to do here. It's one of the things that, people, we make fun of our Russian listener. Hey, Russia, what's up this week? We hope you're doing good. Hope y'all got some snow. We finna get some snow, because it's that time of the year. It's not time of the year for snow in Russia?
No, it definitely, I don't know in Russia what season it is.
It's winter.
Okay, well then. Fine.
But yeah.
No, I don't want snow, so I'm just shaking my head.
Travis doesn't want snow.
No snow.
But okay, but yeah.
No
so
way.
Here's the thing. I know I'm protected as long as I'm doing what's right, and so we're here doing what's right, and this is Bullion, and everyone has. None of us are, until all of us are free. None of us are free, and that includes you too, Russia. So, rock on. Okay, so we have to engage with the population. So that's going to be civil resistance, mass protest can be effective with coups, and we've seen them. The Berlin Wall didn't come down with 2 people. Tiananmen Square didn't happen with 2 people. Revolutions don't happen with 2 people. So we have to get people together.
In the same room is important too. And getting together digitally is fine. But there's some kind of magic that happens when people get together in a room, especially to organize. that can really solidify your commitment to the revolution or the counter revolution, whatever it is, by being able to look your comrade in the eye and
and give them a high five
and really commit to one another and hold each other accountable that we're really going to do this. It can be real easy to commit to something over the internet and then not follow through with it, because all you have to do is not go back to that place where you made that kind of statement or commitment. You know what I mean? When we're holding each other accountable in the same neighborhood, on the same block, in the same town, in the same state, when we're holding each other accountable, that's when we're going to have the most impact.
Travis is such a graduate of the organizing school of Davette Baker. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. I'm a proud mom over here. But yes, look, you can't do this alone. So find your people and, get together and just figure out what you're going to do. And then find other people who are figuring out what they're going to do and figure out how to do it together. And just get together and just keep communicating. And you're eventually going to meet up with people and it's going to get bigger and bigger. And yes, this is going to be hard and it's not going to be easy, but we're dealing with something that's not easy. Seeking international support. Now, no. I know some of us know how to do this. I know some of us have this in our lives already. But I know that there's someone out there trying to ruin this for us. But this is going to be part of what we need to do is to get this back. And I think there are a lot of places that know that what's happening is some bullshit.
Quite literally, yeah.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
So,
no, we have allies. They're just waiting. I mean, we're the big bully in the room, and yeah, the other countries aren't helpless to what we do, but they need to clearly find out what our intentions are before they make their move. There's nothing that any other country in the world, save China, you know what I mean? Really, they're not afraid of us. And if you think you are, you're nuts. Of course they have caution. They don't want a third world war, but also I don't think China's that afraid of it either, because they know their commitment to it is probably a lot higher than ours would be, and especially their public's commitment to it, whether that's fabricated or not. It's the truth of what it is and what they built. So, we will have allies in the world, but we have to reach out to them. We have to absolutely reach out to them on a governmental level and a personal level, and let other people in the world know that we are vocal and we are not standing with this president. And we are not standing with this regime, and take it farther than just making fun of it all. And calling him President Clown and President Hot Dog, and communicating with other people around the world, like, what can we do about this? And take the lessons that we just talked about earlier that some of these other countries have had to deal with in recent memory with the coups that they've had to deal with and how they overcame them or didn't, or how they failed at it.
Yeah.
Seek out advice, because this has been happening all over the world, and we have lots of history that we can pull from to see what works and what doesn't. But first we have to ask for help, almost. Really reach out and ask for help. We need y'all's help.
Yeah, because,
they're taking our fucking country.
Yeah, it's gross. Use strategic intelligence, and then negotiation and diplomacy, making a clear chain of command, and avoid overacting with force are the last couple ones. And then it says, it's important to note that not all coups are fought in the same way.
No.
as each situation is unique and context dependent. And I'm just gonna, like, a quick side note. There's no like military involved right now, right?
Not
Like,
yet.
right. And so, and I would love to keep it that way. So you can, so we have to think about, how, if we're going to start fighting back, like, what does that look like right now? And for me, it looks like more direct action in Washington and more direct action around, like, our government officials that are on the side of the current regime. Like, we know that they're donors of him. They support his policies, because you can put pressure on people. Like, if you can't afford to go to DC, you can afford to go to the offices of the assembly people in the state who support him in Washington, stuff like that. And then the approach will vary greatly depending on the strength of the coup forces, and then loyalty from key institutions, like I just said. So, like, the military, the police. Now, we know the Fraternal Order of Police is not too happy with him right now. So maybe right now is the time for somebody to go talk to them and say, hey, like, okay, historically, the, non-melanated folks and the melanated folks in this country don't get along, but maybe we should start working on that and fixing that, so then we can go and fight this together. Stuff like that. And then we have to state the public support for who's in power and who's not in power. So the most famous fought off coup. Do you have any idea, Travis?
No, I don't know.
It's actually Napoleon's 100 Days and the defeat at Waterloo.
Okay.
I couldn't find one any more famous. I mean, there's a whole song written about Waterloo.
ABBA.
Yeah, ABBA.
It's not really.
I mean, it's not really
It's not really about Waterloo.
Waterloo, but it's named after, I don't know. It's one of my favorite ABBA songs.
It's her Waterloo, yeah.
Yeah. Waterloo.
I know, I love it.
I love it. I love ABBA. Maybe one day I'll sing Dancing Queen. It's probably time for me to sing Dancing Queen.
Yeah.
But, like, I say all that to say, people, it's time. And while we have a lot of things to learn, because, again, a lot of you don't know how any of this works. Again, I want to remind men out there, the federal government has nothing to do with your child support payment. Okay? It's just a small little reminder. I'm not even going to do a whole show on child support. Okay? If you want to fix your child support, make an appointment to see child support down at your local county, parish, whatever you call it, down at your courthouse. Donald Trump don't got nothing to do with it. Okay? Because I don't know how many times I've heard that.
Yeah.
Okay? So we're going to, the levels of government, it's coming. But there's too much going on at the top level of government for us to even focus on what the other ones do. But we have to start. I think the best place for us to start right now is for you all to pick a place and just invite your friends over, and start with the ones that already know each other, and then build from there. And
find some way to get in rooms with each other.
Yeah.
Find some way to get in rooms with each other. Do not. I know this can be a really scary time, but don't hide. And we all have a lot of anxiety. I'm wrecked with anxiety all the time. I mean, I know I do 3 podcasts and stuff, but like I absolutely get wrecked with anxiety, and
I mean,
find
sometimes
it really hard
it takes
to do this.
us a couple hours to even calm down to like start to do it.
Yeah.
Because his anxiety is just Like, between, like, he's excited to see me, and then we have to, like, get through all this stuff that's kind of doom and gloomish.
Yeah, but we need to get together.
Yeah.
We need to get together. We cannot isolate at this point in time. We need to be touching each other.
Reach out and touch.
Feeling each other and realizing that
Make
we're real
this
people.
World a better place.
Yeah.
If you can. But now we're gonna touch somebody on the outside and smack them because
Davette,
they're stupid.
Who are we gonna meet outside this week? Who is a person that has earned the title this week on the show that we want to meet outside? Particularly, you want to meet outside. You've picked this person. I, don't want to meet him at all. But if I'm going to, it better be outside. Who is it?
I mean, I'm really tired of picking this lady. Because I think might be the second time.
Yeah.
Miss Nancy Mace, can you please come to the front of the classroom? Again, for you all who don't know who Nancy Mace is the American politician who has been the representative for South Carolina's 1st congressional district since 2021. She is a member of the Republican Party. Okay? She has been married and twice divorced. She has 2 children. She went to the Citadel. I guess she was the first woman to graduate from the Citadel. I think she was, like there was some sort of nepotism. Cause her dad or something, I don't know. Seems like she was a DEI hire. She, I think, is one of them people who will not say that, Donald Trump lost the 2020 election.
But particularly, what did she do?
We're talking about all the other things that are awful about her first. Okay. She is very disruptive in committee. She doesn't listen. She doesn't have decorum. She's already threatened Representative Crockett before, and told her that she's not anybody's child and she can meet her outside. So, I have said on this podcast before that I have offered my services to Representative Crockett, and I will sit outside for anybody that wants to meet any of the reps outside, because I have time. Yeah. But today, I have time for Miss Mace. Yeah. I want to know what makes her a real woman. Because...
In her
mind. Because real women don't use anti-gay slurs in committee meetings. Now, I'm not going to repeat what she said because it's disgusting. But there's plenty of videos out there if you look up Nancy Mace anti-gay slurs in committee meeting. She is a horrible person who is worried about too many person's body parts and what bathroom they're using. And her party elected a pedo. And a sexual assaulter. And while some of my best friends have felony convictions, he is president and he has 39 felony convictions. 39. I don't think she respects herself or the people she works with. And I cannot understand why she is even in the House of Representatives. And, I'm not for, all these faked up rules of decorum and all that. I don't want to deal with all of that, which is why I'm not an elected official. But if you're going to be an elected official, at least follow their rules. And one of their rules is not to yell slurs in the chamber. So please excuse me, but fuck that bitch and fuck the ground she walks on. And if she, are you kidding me? So this is what we're okay with, the fact that she just got to sit in that chamber and disrespect a whole group of wonderful people of which I exist.
But just not even them, but not even just them. Just you disrespect me too as an American citizen in my seat of government, sitting and throwing out slurs as a representative of the people. Maybe I didn't elect you, but you're representative of the people of the whole ass United States, and you do not conduct yourself in that way by throwing. And that's one of my biggest problems with MAGA and with Trump. Just don't carry yourself like that. You don't carry yourself like a thug. You don't carry yourself like a bully. You have
thugs are fine. I like thugs. There are some very wonderful, nice-looking people who are in the thug category, like, take care of me.
Yes.
Protect me, thug, yes. Right?
Yes.
Thugs are great.
Yes.
We love thugs here at the Make It Make Sense podcast. But no, Nancy Mace, absolutely not. Apparently not on Capitol Hill. Apparently she brought animals into it. Like, what? No. Like, no. Go sit down. Why? Why? And she always wants to talk about the weaponization of government.
Weaponization of your mouth.
Shut it.
Yeah.
So on this week, we would like to, as Nancy Mace would say, we can go outside.
We can go outside. And Davette.
With that, everyone, we now know how we're going to survive the coup. Everybody get your shit kickers ready. As we say, it's going to be a hell of a ride.
Stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
Bye!